Did you know that something as simple and innocent as drinking water first thing in the morning could actually be quietly working against your health, especially after 60? It sounds surprising, even strange. After all, water is life, isn't it? We grow up hearing how important it is to stay hydrated, how drinking water early sets the tone for the day. But here's the part no one talks about often enough. The way you drink that water, the temperature, the timing, even the little habits around it, can either gently support your aging body or unknowingly cause discomfort, imbalances, and hidden stress that build up over time. This isn't about scaring you away from drinking water. Far from it. It's about learning how to treat your body with the kindness and wisdom it's earned after decades of carrying you through life. The truth is, as we age, our systems don't respond the way they did in our 30s or 40s. Hormones shift, digestion changes, circulation slows just a little. That glass of ice-cold water you once gulped down without a second thought can now feel like a punch to the gut, or leave you feeling bloated, dizzy, or strangely off for the rest of the morning. It's not that you're doing something wrong, it's simply that your body is asking for a softer, more thoughtful approach. Today, we're going to walk together through 5 common mistakes seniors often make when drinking water in the morning, and more importantly, how you can easily adjust these habits to better support your energy, digestion, and well-being each day. You deserve mornings that feel gentle and strong, not mornings where you start off battling an avoidable discomfort. By the end of this conversation, you'll have simple, doable shifts that honor the amazing journey your body has been through and help you move into each new day with greater ease. If at any point you find yourself thinking, "Oh, that sounds like me," don't worry, that's not a failure. It's a beautiful moment of awareness, and awareness is the first step toward gentle change. Also, if you find this conversation helpful, please consider sharing it with someone you care about. Maybe a sibling, a friend, a neighbor who, like you, is learning to listen more closely to their body. Sometimes the smallest conversations spark the biggest transformations. Now, let's start with the first mistake. You wake up, your mouth feels dry, and instinctively you reach for that glass of cold water on the nightstand. Maybe it's even a bottle you filled the night before and kept within arm's reach. It feels refreshing at first, a rush of cold that snaps you awake. But moments later, you notice your stomach tightening. Maybe you feel a slight chill run through your chest, or your hands turn colder than usual. Sometimes, there's a sudden, subtle headache that you chalk up to just waking up without connecting the dots. But what's really happening inside is a little more complicated than it seems. When you sleep, your body enters a healing, restorative mode. Everything slows down. Your heart rate, your digestion, your blood flow. Your internal systems are like an orchestra gently resting between performances. So when you suddenly pour a shock of ice-cold water into your body first thing, it's as if you slam the cymbals without warning. Your stomach muscles tense up. Your blood vessels constrict even further. And your internal thermostat scrambles to catch up. For younger people, this jolt might be brushed off easily. But for those of us whose bodies have traveled a long road, this kind of sudden stress can linger, subtly setting off a chain reaction of discomforts that color the whole day. Let me tell you about Eleanor. She's 76, sharp-minded, active, and loves her early mornings. For years, she swore by a big gulp of cold water straight from the fridge the moment she woke up. She thought it gave her a jump start, shook off the sleepiness, but slowly, she began noticing that her mornings didn't feel right. Her hands stayed cold for hours, her digestion felt sluggish, and she even found herself more irritable by lunchtime. It wasn't until a casual chat with her doctor that she discovered the culprit wasn't her breakfast or her morning walk, it was her water. When Eleanor switched to room temperature water, just letting it sit out overnight or using slightly lukewarm water instead of icy cold, something shifted. She didn't feel that stomach knot anymore. Her hands stayed warm. Her mind felt clear. Within a week, her mornings no longer felt like a battle to regain comfort. It was such a small change, yet it rippled through her entire day. If you've been starting your mornings with a cold shock to the system, maybe tomorrow, just try setting your water out overnight or letting the faucet run warm. Give your body a gentle start, like easing into a warm bath instead of diving into an icy river. Sometimes, kindness begins with the smallest, quietest choices. If you're still here with me, that tells me you're someone who cares deeply about treating your body with the respect it deserves. And that's beautiful. Stay with me. Because the next mistake is one that almost everyone makes, even those who think they're being perfectly healthy. Imagine waking up thirsty and thinking, let's just get this over with. You grab your glass of water and chug it down in one long gulp. It feels satisfying for a moment, quenching that parched feeling. But soon after, something feels off. Your stomach bloats. You feel a little dizzy when you stand up. Maybe even a flutter in your chest. Most people would never suspect that the way they drank their water is to blame. After all, it's just water, right? But here's the hidden truth. Drinking too much, too fast, especially within minutes of waking, overwhelms your body's delicate transition from sleep to wakefulness. Your stomach, still sleepy, stretches quickly. Your kidneys, still calibrating, suddenly have to process a flood. Your blood pressure, just beginning to rise naturally, swings in response. For someone in their 20s or 30s, the body can recover quickly from these swings. But after 60, every system appreciates a softer hand. Walter, a retired coach at 72, thought he was being disciplined by drinking a whole bottle of water before getting out of bed. Yet he often felt woozy afterward, chalking it up to low blood sugar or aging. When he finally mentioned it to his doctor, they pieced it together. It was the rush, the speed, the suddenness that his body couldn't comfortably handle anymore. Walter adjusted his habit, sipping slowly over 15 to 20 minutes instead of chugging. The difference stunned him. His mornings felt steadier, his energy levels more balanced, all without adding a single supplement or medication. Just respecting the natural rhythms of his body. Your body doesn't want to be flooded when it's barely woken up. It wants a gentle stream. It wants to feel the nourishment coming in, not be forced to adapt all at once. Tomorrow morning, if you find yourself reaching for that glass, pause, sit up, take a breath, sip slowly. Imagine you're watering a delicate plant, not putting out a fire. Notice how differently your body responds. Notice the gratitude in the way you feel. And if you're still here, still reading, I can tell you're deeply committed to taking better care of yourself. That's rare, and it's powerful. Stay with me, because the next mistake might be sitting quietly on your nightstand right now without you even realizing it. Now, think about this. Maybe you're one of those thoughtful people who keeps a bottle of water by the bed each night, within easy reach for the morning. It seems smart, right? Practical. But here's where a hidden danger sneaks in. If that bottle is plastic, and if it's been sitting out all night in a warm room, you might be unknowingly drinking more than just water when you take that first morning sip. You see, plastics, especially older or cheaper ones, can leach tiny amounts of chemicals into the water over time, especially when exposed to heat. Chemicals like BPA, and even substitutes marketed as BPA-free, can quietly seep into your drink. These substances are what we call endocrine disruptors. They interfere with your body's natural hormones, the messengers that regulate everything from your mood to your metabolism to your blood pressure. And as we get older, our hormonal balance becomes even more delicate, more easily tipped out of its natural rhythm. Stanley, a vibrant 78-year-old who prided himself on drinking plenty of water, was baffled when he started experiencing more headaches, odd digestion issues, and persistent fatigue despite sleeping well. His diet hadn't changed, his medications were the same, and his tests showed nothing alarming. It wasn't until a nutritionist asked about his water habits that they uncovered the culprit. The plastic bottle by his bed, refilled, reused, and warmed by the lamp on his nightstand. It had become a quiet source of stress for his body. When Stanley switched to a glass bottle and made it a point to refill it fresh each morning, The change was remarkable. His headaches eased, his digestion normalized, and that mysterious fog lifted from his mornings. It wasn't magic, it was simply reducing one small, constant toxin from his daily routine. If you have a plastic bottle sitting by your bed right now, it's not about feeling guilty or panicking, it's about becoming aware. Consider making a gentle upgrade. A glass bottle, a stainless steel one, or even just a fresh pour of water each morning. Your body, so wise and hardworking all these years, deserves the purest care you can offer it. If you're still reading, it shows how much you care about the quiet details, the little habits that make a big difference over time. Stay with me, because the next mistake is something almost no one talks about, yet it can turn a good habit into a source of hidden discomfort without you even realizing it. Picture this. You wake up. Maybe your routine involves reaching for medications first thing. Maybe it's something for your thyroid, your heart, your blood pressure. You grab a handful of pills, wash them down with a big glass of water, and feel like you're starting your day responsibly. And you are. Taking care of your health is beautiful. But here's the part no one explains clearly enough. The relationship between how you drink water, when you drink it, and whether you've eaten anything yet can quietly influence how your body responds to those medications. Drinking a large amount of water on a completely empty stomach right after taking pills can sometimes cause waves of nausea, bloating, or even heartburn. It's not just the water, it's the timing, the quantity, and the emptiness of your digestive system that creates the trouble. Your stomach lining, still delicate after a night of fasting, gets overwhelmed. Your body struggles to absorb the medication properly, and paradoxically, instead of helping your treatment, this simple habit can make it harder for your body to find its balance. Margaret's story comes to mind. At 80, she was sharp, active, and diligent about her thyroid medication, but out of nowhere, she began feeling queasy every morning. Blood work was fine, diet was steady. Her doctor puzzled over it until one simple question unlocked the mystery. How much water do you drink with your pill? Turns out, Margaret was following the advice to drink water with medication, but without nuance. She was drinking a full glass, on an empty stomach, all at once. Once Margaret adjusted, just a few small sips to swallow the pill, then waiting a good 45 minutes before eating breakfast, the queasiness disappeared. Her mornings became peaceful again, her medication worked better. It wasn't about doing less, it was about doing things more thoughtfully, more attuned to her body's quiet needs. Tomorrow morning, if you have medications waiting on your nightstand, take a moment to notice. Does your body feel ready for a big glass of water? Or would it appreciate a gentler start, a few sips, a little patience, a slow awakening before breakfast? The difference can be profound. If you're still with me, still journeying through these gentle discoveries, I want you to know you're doing something powerful. Most people rush through their routines, ignoring the subtle messages their bodies send, but not you. You're learning to listen, and that ability to listen is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself in this season of life. Stay close, because we have one more hidden mistake to uncover. It's a mistake that even well-meaning advice often encourages. But if you've ever felt strangely tired, shaky, or foggy by mid-morning, this last piece might change everything for you. Now, let's talk about something that's become almost trendy these days: skipping breakfast. You might have heard the advice floating around, especially in wellness circles. Just drink water in the morning. Skip food. Let your body fast a little longer. And for some people, especially younger adults following strict health regimens, this might work just fine. But for older adults, the reality is much more delicate. When you wake up, your body has already fasted for 8, maybe even 10 hours. Your blood sugar is naturally lower. Your brain, which runs on glucose, is gently calling out for nourishment. Your muscles, still strong but needing support, are ready to receive the nutrients that keep them moving, stabilizing, and protecting your bones. Water, while vital, cannot provide this fuel alone. It's like trying to drive a car with just windshield fluid in the tank. You're missing the real source of energy. drinking only water, especially after 60, can quietly wear down your reserves. You might feel fine at first, maybe even proud of your discipline, but by mid-morning, the signs creep in. A slight shakiness in your hands, a dip in mood that you brush off as just getting older, a fogginess in thinking that makes you second-guess yourself, sometimes even a weariness that sleep alone can't fix. Alice's story still stays with me. At 69, she was fiercely independent and loved staying up to date on the latest health trends. She read about intermittent fasting and decided to try it. No breakfast, just water until noon. In the beginning, she noticed a little weight loss and thought it was working beautifully, but slowly, her mornings started to change. Her daughter noticed before Alice did, a fuzziness in her memory, a sadness in her mood, a fragility that wasn't there before. After a visit to her doctor and a conversation about her morning habits, Alice made a small, profound shift. She reintroduced a light breakfast. Nothing heavy. Some days, just a boiled egg and a slice of toast. Other days, a bit of oatmeal or a handful of nuts. The difference was almost immediate. Her energy steadied, her mood brightened. She felt clearer, stronger, more herself. Your body, after all these years of wisdom and resilience, needs real fuel to greet the day. Water is part of the welcome, but it's not the whole feast. A little protein, a touch of fiber, something real to anchor you. It doesn't have to be complicated. It just needs to be nourishing. So tomorrow morning, if you've been in the habit of only sipping water and calling it enough, consider adding something small, a piece of fruit, a spoonful of peanut butter, a little yogurt, or a handful of almonds. Listen to how your body responds when you offer it not just hydration, but true nourishment. And if you're still reading, still here with me, it shows an incredible depth of commitment to your health, not just rushing through advice, but reflecting, adjusting, and truly caring. That kind of self-kindness ripples outward. It lifts not just your mornings, but your days, your spirit, your relationships. You might have started this journey today thinking about a simple glass of water, but look how far we've come. Look at the wisdom you're building, not by following harsh rules or strict regimens, but by listening, adjusting, and honoring the beautiful complexity of the body you've lived in for so many precious years. It's amazing, really, how something as ordinary as drinking water can reveal so much about how we live, how we heal, and how we care for ourselves. It's not about fear. It's not about getting everything perfect. It's about noticing the small moments that hold the keys to feeling better, living brighter, and aging with the grace you so deeply deserve. So maybe tomorrow you'll reach for room temperature water instead of ice cold. Maybe you'll sip slowly instead of gulping. Maybe you'll swap out that plastic bottle for a clean glass one. Maybe you'll take your medication with smaller sips, or nourish yourself with a little breakfast alongside your morning water. And maybe, just maybe, you'll feel a shift, a new softness to your mornings, a steadier strength under your feet, a clearer light behind your eyes. If anything you've read today made you pause, made you smile, made you think about your own beautiful body with a little more tenderness, that's a gift you've given yourself. And it's a gift you can share. If you know someone, a friend, a sibling, a neighbor, who might be feeling quietly uncomfortable each morning without knowing why, share this with them. You never know how a simple conversation can ripple into a brighter life. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Your health matters, your mornings matter, and most of all, you matter. Take care of yourself. I'll be right here whenever you're ready for the next gentle conversation about living well, living kindly, and honoring the incredible life you've built.